Ever since Quake Champions came out, people have been saying that it has every movement physics from every iteration of the Quake franchise, including Quake 1. This is not true. This is a misunderstanding, misinformation, or just plain ignorance. I should have made this video way back in the day, but I thought it would be kinda pointless because people who play Quake 1 and Quake Champions, they can tell the difference. But even to this day, I still come across people who make this claim. So, here we go. Let me show you how Quake 1 physics work. So everyone is at least familiar with this type of movement. You can steer left and right with your left and right movement directions. You can do this with Sorlag and Anarchy in Quake Champions. But you can't move like this. Or like this. Or like this. Moving like this is impossible in Quake Champions. And the reason why it's impossible is because Anarchy and Sorlag, they don't have Quake 1 movement. They have CPMA movement, which is short for Challenge Pro Mode Arena. That's a mod from Quake 3 Arena. And it's very different from Quake 1 movement. So what I have just demonstrated to you is a flaw in the movement design, because you can move like this, but you can't do the same sideways like this. That's an obvious design flaw in my opinion. But the thing is, most people don't care, because for most people, if you can move like this, it's close enough, it's good enough. It's almost like Quake 1. But let me explain how fucking annoying CPM physics really are. Now let's imagine that those same flaws applied to ground movement. The movement would then look something a lot like this. I'm steering forward just fine. No problem. Oops, there's an enemy. Let's pretend there's a shambler over there. Let's take cover. Let's shoot him. Let's take cover. Let's shoot him. Let's be a little bit faster. As you can see, that's not a very efficient way to move. What you would instead do normally is this. This is much more efficient, as well as intuitive. This is how movement in games, in first-person shooters normally work. So now, imagine we had that same mobility in air movement. We're gonna be circling around that box with bunny hopping. And let's say we wanna shoot that box. It's kinda hard to find the angle for it. I guess I have to flick it like this. It's doable, but it's not very efficient. What if you could do just this instead? Much easier, much more efficient. Maybe we want some kind of middle ground. Not forwards, not sideways, but diagonally. We're doing this instead. And this time, we are also seeing the box while we're turning. So, we see the box and we see the direction where we're moving. It's also easier to flick it because you can see where you're gonna be flicking. No matter how I look at it, it just seems to me like this is a way more efficient way to move in the air. And you just simply can't do this in CPM physics. And to be honest, it's kinda annoying that people don't care about this flaw. So this is Challenge Pro Mode Arena from Quake 3 Arena. This is the original mod. And the physics which Anarchy and Sorlag is based on in Quake Champions. So the premise of this movement is that you have both the quick acceleration of Quake 3 as well as the air mobility from Quake 1. So you can do the Quake 3 style strafe jumping with your diagonal directions like this. And when you're about to bump into a wall, you can quickly switch to your Quake 1 style air control with your left and right movement keys. So bunny hopping works with left and right, and strafe jumping works with diagonal directions like this. So that's exactly like Anarchy and Sorlag. On top of these two movement techniques, you also have the forward steering, which basically you just press forward and then the character steers you you get steered to the direction where you're looking at. And it also works for backwards, like this. So this is exactly how Sorlag and Anarchy is also designed. And that's basically the recipe for CPM type physics. Every other game that copies CPM physics basically do this same thing. And for all intents and purposes, I think these are very good physics for racing and defrag sort of things, where you're kind of almost all the time you're just looking forwards and moving forwards. But the problem is that, first of all, you have two different techniques to steer forwards. You got the forward steering, and then you got the bipolar left and right inputs. Both of these techniques are only useful for either moving forwards or backwards. You can't move like this sideways or diagonally. In combat, you're not dodging shit coming at you like this. Like if there's an enemy there, you do this. You don't do it like this. So when that same mobility is missing from air control, it just kind of feels very bonky and like drunken, not perfect, and in no way equivalent of Quake 1 physics. And I think there are and have been better implementations of this premise of combining Quake 1 and Quake 3 movement. Let me introduce you to Momentum Mod, which is developed by... I actually don't know who it's developed by. It's just a combination of different Source games and Quake games, and they've made this movement game where you have different bunny hop, surfing, and defrag game mods combined in one standalone game. So this game has something called, or I don't know if they still have it, but they used to have, this is an old build that I'm playing with probably. So they have this thing called indifferential strafing. So the way it works is basically, I guess the best way to explain it is that the physics will know if you want to strafe like in Quake 3 or if you want to strafe like in Quake 1. So we can do the Quake 3 strafing like this. We can also do the half beat like this. Quake 3 physics work fantastically. And if we want to quickly switch to bunny hopping, we can start with normal strafing. Then we just turn the mouse faster. So it basically switches to Quake 1 when you move your mouse faster. And when you move your mouse slower, it goes back to Quake 3. It's almost seamless. And you're not bound to your movement directions like you are in CPM physics. So you can do both Quake 3 and Quake 1 movement techniques every which way you want. So let's say maybe you wanna strafe jump with just left and right keys like this. This is called the inverted technique by Quake 3 defraggers. So now I'm strafing, and now I'm bunny hopping. Now I'm strafing, now I'm bunny hopping. Strafing, bunny hopping. The switch is almost seamless. I can do it diagonally too. Strafing, bunny hopping. Strafing, hold on. Strafing, bunny hopping. Strafing. Kinda hard to find the angle sometimes, but it works. It's fucking perfect. You can do it sideways too. Oh no, hold on. I think there's actually... there's CPM air control. God damn it. It's almost perfect. Fuck. I can distinctly remember that this did not exist. Let's see how my air control enable 0. Yes, it's gone. Alright, so now let's do it sideways. Strafe jumping like in Quake 3, then bunny hopping. Strafe jumping, bunny hopping. This is fucking perfect version of CPM physics. This is what it should be like. Can we please, just please, it's 2025. Let's just throw CPM physics to the trash. It's fucking garbage. Let's do something. This is the modern solution. This is air control done right with actual intelligent design. Please, fuck CPM physics. This thing has been spinning for the whole duration of the intro in my video, and much longer too. It's been like 2 minutes. So can we be more modern but not... Oh. The fuck just happened? Alright. I went off full screen. So can we be modern but not like this?